What if I told you Ohio doesn't exist? So there's been a lot of internet jokes lately making fun of Ohio and saying it isn't real, and this got me thinking, what if we're living in a reality where Ohio doesn't exist and there's another one where it actually does? This also ties in with another scary theory called Ohio versus the world, which speculates the unknown dangers centered around Ohio and how Ohio is scheming to overtake the world. This could theoretically be another timeline where Ohio was once hated by the rest of the world so much that after retaliating, they ended up taking over all of the United States and then the world, as seen in the progression of these memes. I am anti-Ohio and we are going to find the truth. Tag your Ohio friends and have them explain themselves.
If you thought the Teletubbies' mental institution theory was crazy, check this one out. Steve, the protagonist of Blue's Clues, is recognized for wearing a green shirt and conversing with fictional characters such as a talking salt and pepper shaker and a bar of soap. According to one fan theory, some speculate that Steve is actually mentally ill and is being held in an insane asylum as a result of a heinous crime he committed that caused him to regress to his childhood state. According to this theory, Steve only lives in one room of the facility and imagines himself to be in a house, which explains why his furniture is all padded and mail is delivered straight to his room. When he walks from one room to the next, his location remains constant, showing that he is not moving. He does, however, go to the backyard for yard time on occasion. If the theory is correct, it would explain why all of Steve's encounters are fictitious and why he appears to be continually talking to himself.
The theory that many people have is that death opens up a chemical gateway in the mind, and that chemical gateway takes whatever the soul is, whatever consciousness is, and transports it into this new realm. It allows you, your conscious mind, to access this new realm which is available to you upon death. And so a lot of the ancient cultures that did ayahuasca and mushrooms, they would talk about this realm as being like a well of souls.
You know, it's even more weird is if you take a picture of a $1 bill on the back.
It looks like an alien.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you actually, well, you turn the contrast all the way up. And yeah, the contrast reveals an alien head and the face, the eyes, everything. It's kind of genius. What's in your pocket?
Yeah, Roswell.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1,000% believe in?
I know I'm going to lose followers for this, but I don't care. This is definitely the craziest conspiracy theory I believe in, and I'm going to let him say it.
Google was set up 18, 19 years ago. I knew about this before it was declassified. I'm just saying I have good sources. That they wanted to build a giant artificial system. And Google believes that the first artificial intelligence will be a supercomputer based on the neuron activities of the hive mind of humanity, with billions of people wired into it with the Internet of Things. And so all of our thoughts go into it, and we're actually building a computer that has real neurons in real time that's also psychically connected to us, that are organic creatures, so that they will have current prediction powers, future prediction powers, a true crystal ball. But the big secret is, once you have a crystal ball and know the future, you can add stimuli beforehand and make decisions that control the future.
Here comes the truth about the moon landings.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest? It didn't happen. It could have been scary. Circuit breaker.
You need to hear this crazy conspiracy about iPhones. Have you ever thought about why an iPhone has its name? Some people think when Apple says I, it literally means I. iPhones are watching us, listening to us, and seeing everything we're doing. And some people have this link to the Illuminati. Don't believe me? What's Siri spelled backwards?
What's a conspiracy theory that absolutely blows your mind.
Oh, you're gonna love this shit. Okay, so I was at work, right? One of my coworkers, I was telling him about the video on this app where I'm like, yeah, someone thinks that air is like, doesn't exist. Like breathing is optional. And he was like, that's nuts. I'm like, I know, right? And then he's like, yeah, but like the moon doesn't exist. I said, what the fuck did you just say, Travis? What? And he was like, no, the moon isn't real. I'm like, then what the fuck am I looking at every night? Like, what is it, a flashlight? He's like, no, scientists still don't know. I'm like, yes, they do. Yes, they do, Travis, because it's the fucking moon. And he was like, oh, but he's like, calm down, dude. He's like, but I will say this also, I think Earth is a cube. And I said, I don't want to fucking work with you anymore, Travis. I swear to God.
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1000% believe in?
Okay, hear me out. It sounds weird. Mattress Firm is laundering money or doing something super, super sketchy. Mattress Firm likes to cluster their stores together. Just look. This is in my hometown. These are not even a minute apart from each other. There's 3 of them on the same road. Same city, same thing. And here, example again. Outside of my city, this is in Texas, there are 10 on the same road. I don't know how spread out these are, but 10. I've never been in a Mattress Firm my entire life. There can't be that much of a need for mattresses. The weird thing too, and you'll just have to take my word on this, when you drive past a Mattress Firm, there's never cars in the parking lot. And if there is, there's like maybe one. Maybe one. The Mattress Firm website says there's 2,500 stores across America and about 8,500 employees. That means there should be at least 3 people working a store. On top of that, they've disclosed accounting irregularities. Oh my God, I could talk about this all day.
Did you know the conspiracy theory about Finding Nemo?
I could only imagine.
Do you know the scene with the sharks where they're having like an intervention with Nemo? Fish are friends, not food.
Okay, yes.
The baby fish named Blenny underneath the shark's flipper was shaking because he was so scared of the sharks. Some people are saying that he has a fish eating problem and an addiction, and he's suffering from withdrawal. That's why he's shaking, because there's a post-credit scene where Blenny, the fish, is swimming around in the dark and eats the light bulb fish.
The baby fish eats the big light bulb fish.
Yes. And he swims away from the sharks, and the sharks don't follow him.
Because they're fearful.
He's one of them.
I'm sure you know who this is. Have you heard of this conspiracy theory, though? You already know the truth. This is the Benjamin Franklin conspiracy theory. So this man, Benjamin Franklin, had a little secret, apparently. This is where he lived, 36 Craven Street. In his house, 1,200 human bones were found from at least 15 people. He lived in his house for 2 years before signing the Declaration of Independence. And this was in 1776. So after he left and went to America, 200 years later, 15 bodies were found in his basement. Like I said, 1,200 bones. It's insane. And 6 of them were children. This was all in his basement with no windows. So that means when he was living there, he was really doing this stuff, yo. It blows my mind. Y'all hit that follow button for more. And always, y'all be safe.
Here are some of the creepiest conspiracy theories. Only 2 months before 9/11, the World Trade Center was privatized and sold to Larry Silverstein. Every single morning, he ate breakfast in the North Tower on the 91st floor, but not on 9/11. His wife made him an emergency doctor's appointment that day. He also had bought an insurance plan that fortunately covered terrorism, and after the attack, he took the insurance company to court. Silverstein won and was paid double, being awarded a total of $4.55 billion. This might be the largest insurance fraud in history, and he's still a free man. So was it just a coincidence that he wasn't there the day of the attacks? Next up, there's a famous story where a mom in Thailand wanted to be reincarnated as a boy, so she had her only daughter mark a line on her neck. After she passed away, her daughter gave birth to a boy with a similar birthmark on the back of his neck. Do we think the mom was reincarnated as the sun? And lastly, according to the Flat Earth Society, a bunch of idiots, the most obvious proof of our planet's flatness can be found by looking at the horizon. People who believe the Earth is flat are just dumb. Point blank, end the period.
Have you heard the crazy conspiracy theory that with every massive stadium tour going on right now, that there are a lot of demonic messages being unwillfully taken in by the huge crowds every night? At Beyonce's Stadium Renaissance World Tour, there's a scary interlude that takes fans by surprise that begins with a portal hypnosis, as if to control you and draw you in. Then it gets scary when messages like, "Whoever controls the media controls the mind," pop up on the screen. Then it's terrifying when mind control messages pop up on the screen in between placements of Beyonce's face and a picture of a human in a submissive, worshipy pose Fans were saying they were getting so uncomfortable during this part they were looking away. Second, the known suspected Satanist The Weeknd was so shameless and blatantly, for no reason, flashed Satan's name on the Jumbotron at his stadium concert. He's not even hiding his affinity for Satan at this point. It actually flashed twice. I'm making sure that you saw it. Fans and viewers often said they felt very uncomfortable at his whole run of his stadium tour because the thing just felt like one big demonic ritual that they were forced to be a part of. Before I show you the scariest one, make sure you follow so you finally know the craziest conspiracy theories about all your favorite celebrities and request who you want to see next. Lastly, there's literally a demonic chant screened by all the fans at the Taylor Swift Eras tour during her song Willow, and they all yell, "Summon the demons." Summon the demons, man! Summon the demons! They do this as Taylor is literally dressed as a witch with her whole coven, and there's a ceremonial huge fire in the middle of the forest. Does that remind you of anything?
What's a conspiracy theory that you 1000% believe in?
I don't know if this is exactly a conspiracy theory per se, but I am 1000% convinced that we are not supposed to eat corn. Cows have 4 stomachs. They can't digest corn. You go to Chipotle, you get corn salsa. You go to the bathroom, you see corn salsa. High fructose corn syrup is processed and put in pretty much everything to make it highly sugary and highly addictive. Any animal that you give corn to, they go crazy for it and become addicted to it. Corn can be processed into a fuel and it burns pretty efficiently, yet we eat it. And I still don't know why.
Have you heard about the ET theory?
What ET theory?
Yeah, I've heard about it. So ET, you know how ET can move things with his mind? And you know how when him and Elliot go on the bikes, like he makes pretty much everybody fly?
Yeah, he got powers like that.
In one of the scenes, right? In one of the ET scenes, you know how they dress him up as a ghost to cover him?
As a ghost. Halloween.
In one of the scenes, some kid dressed up as Yoda walks by ET, right? And ET turns around and he goes like this and he tries to hug the Yoda kid, right?
No way.
Yeah, oh God, he does. You can look this up. You can look this up. So ET turns around to the kid dressed up as Yoda, and he goes towards him. He's like, ooh, and tries to hug him, right? And here's the most convincing part, right?
What?
Here's the most convincing part. Yeah, that one right there.
He's a little ghost.
Check this out. He turns around, right? He's like, ooh. Almost as if he recognizes him, right?
You don't think it's because Yoda's just like an alien?
Now, in Star Wars, The Phantom Menace, right?
Yeah.
There's a scene where
That's the
in
first
the
one,
background, in the background, you see ETs. You see. They're right there. Look at the bottom left. You see them?
No way.
Yes, sir. They're literally ETs, yo.
ETs in Star Wars?
They're